I recognize as a communications person, and for that matter, a member of this government, that Galamsey is a topical issue. Also, by my training, you must not run away from challenges and issues which you deem difficult. In fact, it is the reason the people voted for the NDC. I remember one of the consistent things we used to say is that if you don't want government officials to be involved in Galamsey like the MPP did, then it was important that the people of Ghana change government. And I commend strongly the Democracy Hub and many people, and especially the advocacy on Twitter. I had, now X, I had the course to join a number of X spaces that we spoke about these things. So it's not lost on us. And let nobody also create the impression that the NDC government does not want to confront or talk about Galamsey. No. In fact, it's a discussion we are always happy to have so that the Ghanaian people will constantly be assured that this government is committed to solving the menace of Galamsey. Having established it, it's important that we make a certain distinction. I've heard many people, and one of the main communications line of the MPP has been that the NDC must declare a state of emergency. And so why is President Mahama saying that we cannot declare a state of emergency because we've not exhausted every legal remedy? And then they proceed to say that we make this assertion because in the past, President Mahama has said, let's call for a state of emergency with Galamsey. I mean, so much for those who say that we shouldn't refer to the past. But we are happy that we ought to be reminded about the statement that we have made in the past. Now, these were the facts before coming here, or before getting to where we are today in government. The issue of Galamsey has always been with us, and successive government, as far back as John Mahama, #1's government, Chinese people were deported and a number of things. And then the NPP also came, and then there was a consensus that we ought to end the menace. Now, what did the NPP do? In the very early stages of the administration, they declared a state of emergency. It's not as if some has not been declared before. And when they declared the state of emergency, what did they do? They suspended even valid mining leases. And then by the time the state of emergency was over, those mining leases ended up with MPP party officials, quote me everywhere, Moon to me, Kate Jemfoa, and a number of their party executives became Galamseyers. So some of them had mining leases. Some of them were operating outside the scope of their mining leases. So they declared a state of emergency, only to take away the rights from ordinary citizens and made Galamsey a partisan fight. In fact, Professor Frimpong Watson's report mentioned names of people in Jubilee then who were actively engaged in Galamsey. Professor Frimpong Watson is not a member of the NDC. Neither was he working for President John Mahama. And so the point has to be made that we need to situate the discussion in this. Now a new government came. And the new government, as an obligation to solve the Galamsey menace, will have to be given an opportunity to explore what it deemed to be the solution, review the policies that they have put in place, and when it fails, a new policy will be declared. And if that will include a state of emergency, President Mahama has said that we will do that. But at this stage, we think that we are putting in place some measures, and it is our reasonable expectation that those measures should help curtail the menace. So let's not the MPP make it look like declare the state of emergency, because the last time they pushed themselves to declare the state of emergency, we only changed and it became worse. Water bodies which were not destroyed before they come into power were destroyed. A lot of things went wrong. So I want to call on the people of Ghana to keep faith with the NDC, to keep faith with President Mahama, that there is nobody at the seat of government, there is no minister who is interested in engaging in Galamsey, and that the president has demonstrated one of the strongest commitments that even a mere allegation of your involvement in Galamsey, you would have to answer questions. This we did not see. We recognize that the fight will not take a day, but those who are in haste, validly so, and we hear you. But let's not, I mean, for me, that's the challenge. Let's not make it look like merely because you have to criticize and oppose, the NPP just has to criticize. Now, what is the progress? Where are we? And where do we want to go in our quest to solve the menace? As I speak to you, over 440 excavators have been confiscated. They have not been bent. They have not been missing. These are, I mean, verifiable data. But
there were complaints of some missing, I think,
yes,
about 2 months ago.
Along the line.
Are they found? Have they been found?
They were not missing.
Okay. Was it data distortion?
It was a miscommunication, and I think the Minerals Commissioner, Hannah Bisiu, came to clarify what she means.
Okay.
But I'm saying that you have not seen excavators flying. 440 accounted for. That, although many people will say has not solved the issue, which I agree and I will agree with, but that is a plus. Now we have over 1,400 arrests that have been persons engaged in Galamsey that have been affected. That is also a plus. You have over 300 champagnes which have been confiscated. And then also you have 900 water pumps that they used to normally destroy the water bodies and pump water, also seized and given to farmers. In all these, about the 9 forests which and the NPP were reclaimed, and government said they could not do anything about it. Those 9 have been reclaimed. We are being told that about 2 of them, the people are trying to force their way back.
Yes, last week I had an interview with the communications media or whatever, something.
Of Minerals Commission?
The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Shandov, yes. And he explained that I think one of the forests was about to be, or some of the Galamseyers were going back into it, so they're trying to.
Now, I can also tell you on authority that there are processes underway to review the Minerals and Minings Act, so that we would put in place stringent measures, and then some of the loopholes, having piloted the act for some time, some of the loopholes can be corrected. Then there is also the revocation of the LI 2462 underway. Initially, government took the position that let's repeal the portion that deals with mining and forest reserve. Civil society said it was not enough. We think that there should be a complete overhaul. And so, as a listening government, the government has heard, why not? Let's go back and do further engagements if this LI is not giving us the results. But most importantly, Annie, we realize that the reason the people don't want to engage in any other business is because it does not give them as much as the Galamsey gives them. And we said that, I mean, on the basis of some data analysis, the people can actually engage in responsible mining in a way that does not affect our water bodies and also even cause harm to our environment. Because
you see, this argument, it was done in the previous administration, and it looks like the current administration also doing the same argument, that the people now want to do what they want because of how much it fetches them. Because what I am doing now does not fetch me how much I really want. But I cannot go and rob your house.
You want to work with the BBC?
maybe BBC cannot even give me what I want. Because if I tell you what I want right now, I'm not sure any company can pay me as much. You understand?
I agree
so
with you.
let's not entertain all that talk that what I'm getting from Galamsey, no other employment can give me. So you want to kill all of us?
No, that's nonsense. So that is where you see, in the past, many people have said that. Let these people go into maybe agriculture. Let them go and learn a trade. Interacting with the communities. In fact, that is what initially was NALEB, and now it has been changed into the ARCOM. I'm never able to pronounce the word, but it's headed by Frank Asari. Now, the engagement and the data shows that, you know what? These people can engage in responsible mining. Part of the reasons they were doing that is that half of them had political collaborations, MPP members. So they thought that, I mean, you had some immunity from law, for which reason if you were seated in Jubilee and you were doing whatever, you had immunity. But we are talking about real community people who do not mine in, how do you call it? Who do not mine in commercial quantity. The only reason is that because they are not regulated and they are doing it illegally, they just move anyhow and they destroy because they are not accountable. They are doing it under the shadows. So what should be the solution for them to win, for government to win?